Hello, everyone. I promised I was going to take us through how to answer our SQL Capstone project on SQL. Okay. Recall our problem statement. We're given a problem where a sales company, needs to identify the total sales generated in each calendar month, that is from January to December, and they want to focus on completed status, completed orders. Okay, simply put, is an e-commerce platform, and for them to be able to translate what their monthly revenue is, you have to look at those with completed orders, not pending, not cancelled. And we are given a number of situations to handle. But if we come below, there are some questions asked, like what is the total revenue generated? Who are the top 5 customers for by total spending? How does sales revenue change month over month? Which products are the best sellers? What is the average value of a completed order? How many customers made repeat purchases? How many orders were cancelled each month? Which product category contributes most to sales? Which customers signed up but have not placed any orders? Which products are running low on stock? Okay, so all of these questions, how do we respond to them in SQL? We've been given our data sets. We've been given our data set about 3 CSV files, which has been uploaded into the database I'll be using for this particular task. The tables, our data set includes the customer data set, the order details, product, and sales order. Okay, so if this particular video is for those who attend my data analysis classes. I wouldn't be showing us how to upload CSV files into SQL Server today, but if you so want to know how to go about this, make sure you visit my YouTube channel, Simus Tech Zone. Look out for our SQL for Data Analysis course, and then the topic called Importing Tables to SQL Database. And look at it to learn how to import CSV files into your SQL server, your local SQL server. In this program, we are using the SQL Server and Express Server because it's free purpose, learning purpose. Okay. So that said, the first thing we would like to do is to quickly type in the select statements to display our table. Make sure you are in the right database here. Make sure you are in the right database. Initially, I was on master, but I made sure I was in the SQL GCC database. That is where I have my tables uploaded. Okay, so I'll quickly call out my tables, the sales order table, the order details table, the customers table, and the products table. These are the data sets provided for us to be able to execute everything we need to execute to run our analysis. Okay. What I've done is to call out all tables at the same time. This first table is the sales order table. If I push this up a bit, this is the order detail table. And this is the customer table. And if I scroll down a bit more, I will see the product table. While uploading these tables, I made the first columns of each table my primary key. Like I said earlier, kindly check out my YouTube channel to see how to assign primary keys while uploading tables or data sets into your SQL server. Kindly look through these lessons and you would understand what we are trying to see. So moving on, the purpose of this lesson today is to simply solve our problems. The first question is to identify total sales revenue. To do that, we'll simply be using the select sum. I want my SQL commands to be in caps lock. Select sum, and I'll be in the sales order table. There's a column called total amount. For us to be able to identify the total revenue, it means I need to sum the entire total amount, and I need to emphasize on sales with completed status. Okay, so sum total amount. It has to be spelled exactly as is on your table, or another way to do it is to impute select from sales order. Then you type your action in between the select and the from statements, like so, like sum total amount. Okay, we are not done. We need to focus on completed orders, just as the problem statement has identified. Okay, so it means we are going to impute where. We're going to use the where statement, where status, our status column, okay, equals completed. Sorry, single quote, my bad. Okay, so the completed has to be spelled as is in the as the values under the status column. Okay, where status here is a column name, and this column contains the status completed, cancelled, and pending. Our focus is on completed transactions. Okay, so this statement is saying sum up all the total amount, but focus on those with the completed status. Let's execute this and see. All right, so we have a figure for this particular situation. But if you want your results to have a unique name, I could say as total revenue, like so. Okay, and when I execute this, my result will come out with a title, total revenue. So quickly, the next problem we need to solve is to identify the top 5 customers by their purchase amount. Top 5 customers by purchase amount. Okay. To achieve this, we'll be using the select customer column and customer table. And in this customer table, I would like to be making use of the customer names and customer email. And I'll also be performing a join here. But before then, since I'm performing a join, I want to identify my table names with unique values. Okay, so for my customer table, I want to represent it with a letter C. So that means in my customer table, there's a column called name. So the customer table, the column called name, and still on the customer table, the column called email is what I want to use for this particular activities. And I want to join the sales order table. And I want my sales order table to be represented with a small letter S. And the primary keys I'll be using for this joining is the first column of each table. So what that simply means is, for my customer table represented as C, I would be using the customer ID, the primary key, equals to, for my sales order table represented as S, I'll be using the order ID, also represented. These are my primary keys for the two tables. Please refer to our YouTube channel to know how to assign primary keys, okay? But still here, I still need to focus on those with completed order. That is the reason we have to join the sales order table, because that is a table that contains complete, cancelled, pending orders. Completed has to spell exactly as is on the table. Okay, I would like to perform a group by here too, to give me something like an aggregate. Group by the C name and the C email. Okay, and I might also need to perform an order by, I want the order by to be, okay, before I perform my order by, I said top 5 customers. So it means I'll be using the function top 5. And I would like to perform a sum also, sum the total amount of any customer who returned, sum it up. And I want my results for the summed up column to be called total spent. Okay, so now I can order by total spent. And I can choose to make my response to be either in descending or ascending order. I'll go for descending. Let's execute this to see how it flows. Great. So we have our top 5 customers, starting from the highest to the lowest because of the order by. And because of the aggregate function, it has given us the name, email, total spent for the 5 people. Okay, so the next question we have is to, okay, so we've identified the total revenue generated. We've identified our top 5 customers. The next thing we need to identify is our monthly sales trend. Okay, our monthly sales trend. Okay, so let's quickly do that. Monthly sales trend. Okay, so for us to be able to simply identify our monthly sales trend, I would be using sorry, give me a moment. Okay, I'll be using the format function. So first we need to identify our select statement. I'll be using the sales order table to do this. Okay. So first, I'll be using the format function. And in my format function, there is a column called order date, okay? So I'll be making use of the order date column to be able to squeeze out the monthly sales trend and then the total sales for each month, okay? So I want to format the order date column to appear like so, year and month. Then we'll close the bracket. And I want to call this particular column month, capital in small letter, just for a little differentiation. And then I want to sum my total amount column, of course. I want to sum my total amount column, and I'm going to call this as monthly sales. Okay. Sales. And also, I want to focus on completed orders like I've always been doing, where status, of course, making use of the status column. Oof, sorry, I wanted to adjust status spelling, where status equals completed, and I want to perform a group by. So because I expect that the response should give me like an aggregated table. So group by I'll just copy this out. Place it here. Okay. Let's check this out and see if we did something right. Great. Okay, so we have been able to format our table to identify January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and 2025 of the next year. Okay, so, and it's been able to give us the total monthly sales for each of these months. All right. So that means we've successfully identified the response for how does sales revenue change month over month. Now we need to know which products are the best sellers. Okay, let's quickly solve for that. Which products are the best sellers? Best selling product. Best selling product. To be able to achieve this, we'll have to be performing a join. We'll be joining three tables: the product table, the order details table, and the sales order table. Because the reason why we need to involve the sales order table is because our focus here is on product with status completed. Okay, so quickly, let's run it through. So I'll be selecting from order details table. What columns do I want to work with here? I would like to work with okay, so first off, the order details table, I need to identify it as OD. because I will be joining the product table soon. But for the product table, I want to work with product name, product name. I also want to work with the sum of quantity, small letter. All the column names are in small letter. Okay, but the quantity I'm referring to here is from the order detail table. Okay, and I want to join the product table. Yeah, I want to join the product table and identify it as P, small letter P. So here I can come back here and put P. Okay. Let me be sure everything is right. P dot product I'm scanning. Okay. You're still on. OD product ID. Equals to P dot okay. And I also want to join my sales order table. I will be representing my sales order table with letter S, and I'm joining it on the order details table, order ID. Also, the sales order table, the primary key I have there is order ID as well. Okay. And I will need to focus on where no wonder I haven't been getting responses. I had an error here, so I'll just quickly correct that. Great. Now I'm back on track. Where status was completed. And what else? I'll still have to perform a group by. Still need to perform a group by. So I'll be grouping by the product name, small letter P. Product name. And for me to use an order by, I need to identify how my results will display. I want to call this total sold. So it means I'll be ordering by total sold, and I would like this to come out in descending order. That is from the highest to the lowest. Okay, so I have my top selling product from the highest to the lowest. Highest being the external hard drive with a total sales number of 77. Okay, the next problem we need to focus on is our average value of a completed order. Okay, so let's quickly solve for this. Simply finding, we'll call this the average order value. And to solve for this, simply finding the average of total sales, and total sales is in the sales order table. So I'll be using the average function, and in the average function, there's a column called total amount. In the sales order table, rather, there's a column called total amount. And then I will also need to focus on sales with completed order. Okay, so let's do this. And here we have a value. No column name to fix that. I'll quickly need to use an as average order value. Okay. We have a figure. Okay, so we found our average order value. The next thing we need to figure out is how many customers made repeat purchases. That is our customer retention rate. We need to know our customer retention rate. Quickly, let's solve for that. I'll call this customer retention. Okay. Here we'll be making use of the subquery system, which I don't think I've really covered in class, but pay attention, it will make sense. Okay, so first of all, we need to perform our select statement. And in this select statement, we are going to be making use of the sales order table. And we are going to be using a count function. What are we counting? We are counting customer ID, or we need to identify distinct customer ID, because from we are trying to find repeat customers. It means they are customers with unique IDs, but they would appear a number of times. Okay, so we'll be using a distinct statement in our SQL to identify the distinct customer ID. And I want the response to return as repeat customers. Okay, we're not done. Where customer ID in. Now I need to introduce the concept of subquerying. So I'm going to type in another select statement inside another select statement. That is the concept of subquerying. Okay, so I'm still working with the customer ID, still with the sales order table. display from the sales order table. And I want to group by, I want to group my response by still the customer ID. And I want to identify the fact that it's only those that have order ID that is greater than 1. Okay, so I'll be using the having statement to achieve that. Having count order ID greater than 1. Now I can close my bracket. Okay. So count all of the customer ID, count distinct customer ID. I want them to be called repeat customers, but focus on those with orders greater than 1. Okay. Let's see the results we're going to have. So we have 54 people like that. 54 repeat customers. Great. Okay. People who came more than once, 54. We have a response to this. Now we have identified, or rather we have solved for this problem. The next problem we want to solve for is how many orders were cancelled each month. Now we'll be focusing on cancelled orders. Okay, so for this, there's a function. I want to type in my comment, cancelled orders by month. There's a function called date name, just as we have the function called format that helped us to identify how we want our dates to be displayed. And then we did a group by and then an order by. Okay, there's another function called date name. This time around, it will help our dates to display as January, February, March, as it should. Okay, so let's try it out, see what I'm talking about. We are not doing a join here. We are still going to be working with our sales order table, because our sales order table has a status column with cancelled, completed, and pending. And it also has a date column called order date. Okay, so I want to format my order date using a function called date name. And to make use of date name, I want to make use of the function called month, and it's going to display date as month for me. And the column I want to use to achieve this is the order date column. Okay. And I want this new column of mine to appear as month. I'll use the small letter for month. Then I need to perform a count too, but I'm not so specific on which column. So just simply count all for me, and give it cancelled. And I want to focus my search on where status equals cancelled this time around, because that's the problem we're trying to solve. Make sure you cancelled is spelled correctly as is on the table. If not, you will not have any response. Okay, so group by, I would just copy this out, paste it here like we did with the format. Okay, Then for the month, extract month for me from the order date. That's what it is simply. Okay, and then I would want to perform an order by, excuse me, I want to perform an order by this guy right here. I would like to order it by this guy right here. Okay, let's see how this goes. Incorrect syntax near the keyword as. What am I missing? Oh, I didn't close this bracket. My bad. Okay. I have a response. So in January, we had 2 cancelled orders. February, we had 4 cancelled orders. Check out how our months displayed from the whole date arrangement to January, February, March. Yes, so that's what the date name function would do, and identifying as month will extract the month for you. Okay, we have our response with September with the highest cancellation. Okay. Ordinarily, when you get your response, you are supposed to drop further comments after each SQL queries to help you identify your results for each queries in case you don't have time to rerun them again. Okay, so we've solved for this. We have 3 more problems to figure out. Which product category contributes most to sales? Which customers signed up or have not placed any orders? Which products are running low on stock? Those are the 3 we would quickly figure out immediately. The first one, best-selling product category. Best-selling product category means we would have to be performing a join, and we'll be joining the sales order, the product table, and the order details table. I think for us to for this best-selling product category, to save time, this is just simply a solution video. We were able to find the best-selling products, right? In one of our problems, we were able to, yes, we found best-selling product. So it's about the same thing we'll be doing here. So I'll just copy this SQL query and paste it here. But this time around, instead of working with product name, I'll be working with a column called category in our product table. And then what else do I need to fix? That's about it. Okay, I need to group by product category also. Yeah, so it's different. There's the product name and then there's the product category. Let's execute this and see. Great, we have a response. These are our product category: accessories, office supplies, furniture, and electronics. And accessories has the total sales. The accessories category has the total sales. What that simply means is hard drive being one of our highest selling product might be under accessories, definitely under accessories. Okay. Which brings us to the last problem we need to solve, and that is customers with no orders. Customers with no orders. Okay. And then it means we are going to be working with the customer table and the sales order table. Okay, so I'll be selecting from customer table. I'll be identifying this table as C, And in the customer table, I want to identify customer name and customer email, because we intend to see how we can follow up with these customers that has not made any purchase yet. And for us to have their information, it simply means they kind of signed up into our platform. Or why haven't they made purchases? Okay, so we'll be performing a join. This time around, let me make use of the left join. Left join, and I want to join the sales order table, because that is the table that will help me to identify if they are customers like such. Okay, and I'll be joining them on their respective primary key. For customer, the primary key is customer ID. Sales, the primary key is order ID. Okay, and the where statement would be where order ID is null. So if they've not attempted making any order, of course, they would not have an order ID. Okay, let's see if there are people like that. None. We've been able to extract the name and email column, but we don't have any response to that. It means every of our customers on this table has attempted making one order or the other. Either they completed making the orders, or they canceled the orders, or it's still pending. Okay. For the pending ones, they probably are at the verge of making a decision. And then finally, we need to solve for product stock status, stock quantity. We need to identify products that are already running low. That's the product stock quantity. And to do that, we'll be using just the product table this time around. So we'll be selecting from our products table, and the columns we would like to work with here is the product name column and the stock quantity column. And our where statement will be focusing on products that are 10 and below, less than 10, basically. So when it's less than 10, it means we're already running low on that particular product. So where stock quantity is less, it's less than 10. And then this time around, I would like to order by stock quantity in ascending order. Okay. Let's execute this to see. Okay, so these are the products we have that is less than 10. Our external hard drive came out twice. Okay, it means there's something external hard drive. Oh, I see. Okay, so maybe the sellers, we have different sellers of external hard drive. That is what is going on here. This product, this different external hard drive products, sellers rather. And these people are all running low on their stock. So it means we might need to inform them to restock, or I don't know, whatever business decision this company has to make, they will be advised accordingly. That brings us to the end of solving or figuring out the problem statement using SQL. We've been able to solve for all 10, and SQL has intelligently given us a response for all 10 questions. We're able to identify our total revenue, top 5 customers, sales revenue from month to month, best-selling product, average order value, how many repeat customers we had, how many cancelled orders per month. We've been able to identify the product category and best selling product category. We've been able to identify how many customers signed up but did not place order. The response is none. And then we've been able to identify products that are running low on stock, all using SQL command. So for those of us that are my students, I will be sharing this solution file to you for your consumption. I believe by now, each and every one of us are done creating our dashboard using SQL. I've been able to help show you how to connect SQL Server to Excel, and then from there, produce your analysis reports and dashboard. Okay, and I saw some responses. It's been amazing so far. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. To see you as we'll be resuming a new level of analysis. Thank you very much.